Welcome to Moonbase 2.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Moonbase 2 podcast. My name's Andy, Gerber Commander TFW, and I'm here all alone as Mikey thinks he's too good for you guys, which is a lie. You're better than he is. As he is away currently doing something, whether it's important or if it's nonsense and woo-woo, I cannot tell you. I didn't ask him before he went, so he could be out fighting crime. He could be just on the side of a dock making money in very disrespectful ways, of course. But we're here, or I'm here at least, to talk about Transformers news. I wasn't smart enough or quick enough to get anybody else to fill in, so you're just going to have to put up with my lovely mouth today and just spitting some hot news at you. So we're going to kick right off with a bit of news from the world of Transformers custom stuff with Shockwave Labs SL-40 display unit board kit. So this is going to be a modular display floor that includes 24 hexagonal black panels and 60 fasteners. Ooh yay! A single piece fits a Titan Master. A single piece fits Titan Masters of a similar size. That you can creatively put together in ways you want. So it's not any kind of background or anything like that. It's just something to have a flooring, effectively. Oh yeah, I see. They've got a picture of one little hexagon with a Titan Master standing on it and a Target Master also standing on it, the Japanese one. And then you can slot all these hexagons together and have yourself a little display flooring. I wonder if they'll move into... I guess maybe it depends on how successful these are, if they'll move into background for them as well. Currently, there's only black shown at the moment, which is basic. It's not very interesting. It's very basic. I think what might be nice is if... I don't know, say, because the way that these are done is it's a hexagon and then there's like a smaller hexagon inside. So there's a little raised hexagon. It's not a little, like, when I say little, it's like there's a small amount that's lower than the rest to give it kind of like a small border around the hexagon. That's poorly explained, but you might get what I'm saying. I'd like that to be colored like an energy kind of color, like a turquoisey light blue kind of energy electrical color, and then have like the center hexagon like a purple or something like that, something that would contrast it well, so it looks like the flooring has energy all around it, and these big black panels or purple panels are over the top of that, and you've got energy kind of surging through the bottom of it. I think that could be quite nice, but at the moment it's just standard black, so it's a little bit boring. I mean, it's fine. It's fine if you wanted to add these to a shelf. And I'm not sure if they'd give you a huge like oomph to like, oh, that looks really fucking cool. No one's gonna look at your figures and be like, you know what? The figure's all right, but that flooring underneath them, that's the shit right there. It would be more like a. I think these could be something. These could be something, but for me, the first iteration of them, which is this thing at the moment, they're just there. They just exist, and I'm not too fussed by them. Maybe painters out there as well, people who can slap a brush together and some paint, can make these things have a bit more zazz, a bit more wowie sauce to them. And maybe if they expand into doing backgrounds as well, that connect to the flooring as well, then we might have a bit more something. But you can't. It doesn't seem like you can even raise up the levels of the flooring. It's just one flat piece. If they create pieces as well that create different levels to it, like you have hexagon pieces which are like taller, shall we say, to give like a step or a raised position. I think that could be nicer as well and gives a bit more variety to what you could do with it. Like I say, it's a fine starting area, but it's just kind of like, yeah, this is fine. I don't see any numbers on prices. We still have... Oh, here it is. We still have no information about prices or a release date, so tough titties. I think is the way that it's boiling down to. Just wait and see. News will be coming. Moving on to the Japanese world, we've got MP43. Did I say that right? MP43? Yes, I did. Beast Wars Megatron. There is a delay, unfortunately. It was expected to be out in January of next year, obviously 2019. But apparently Amazon.jp letting customers know that have pre-ordered that the figure is being delayed until either between March 30th and the 5th of April. So it's a big gap, but the amount of paint that looks like is going to have to go on this figure, I say fine. I think the most important thing with the figures that you're going to be buying when they're masterpieces is if there's a delay, there's a delay probably for a good reason. When it comes to delays, I'd much rather there be delays than a company shift out a product before it should be. Fallout 76, anybody? Ho, so many bugs. It translates over to video games, it translates over to figures as well. If they've discovered like a tremendous problem that they need to fix, fine. If they've discovered that they need more time to apply all the paint apps to these figures, again, fine, go for it. Is it a bit of a bummer? Sure, because people were excited, or are excited still, to get the figure, and we're hoping for it to be in January. It's going to March or April. Yeah, sure, it's a bummer, but go for it. Make sure the figure's good, so when people part with that cash, they're parting for the best quality product they possibly can have. Because, I don't know, a figure with this many paint apps I would be concerned with, just because, anything could go wrong in the painting process, in the construction process. The Dinobots that came out had, some of them had the arms break, because parts on them were too tight. So, yeah, take your time. Take your time. Make sure it's good. I hope and look forward to people talking about them in the not too distant future. Masterpiece Optimus Prime V3.0. We had a flyer. We also had some information on his accessories, which I'll talk about in a minute. But we also had the price that seems to be confirmed at the moment. Now, this is a price that will probably be lower when it goes onto the websites because they do discounts, but it's still going to be very, very, very high. So, retail price seems to be 50,000 yens. That is big. And for you wondering at home, that is about $440 US. That is a hefty chunk of change. It is mighty, it's girthy, it's worrying how expensive this is. Now, we came to expect that masterpieces were expensive, or more expensive than they were a few years ago. But this seems to have gone and like, whoo, it's rocketed up there real hard, real high, real fast. And for me personally, from what I've seen of this figure, to me, it doesn't seem like it's worth that at all. Like, I could, if I wanted to, buy, because I'm looking at them at the moment, the Super Mini Pla King Jadas, which are ridiculously expensive for what they are. They came out at about 16,000 yen, so you could probably figure out I could get quite a few of them before getting this. And I think King Jada is meant to be about the same size because he's big and hefty. Granted, he's model kit, so you have to... It's neither here nor there. It seems like a lot, and to me, the price rise doesn't seem to be there because the trailer... Yes, it's big and it's big lump of plastic, but it is a big lump of plastic. From the accessory shots, what we see is the trailer does exactly what you think it would do. Practically nothing. It opens up, it has a ramp, it has the... what do you even call it? The Microman tower thing with the lasers and the antenna. You can pull that out, which is nice. I guess that's a neat accessory. You can pull it out and rollers in there, and you can attach the wheeled turret thing that they have now to roller. So that's neat, but again, doesn't seem to be worth a high price. Now, I was in a conversation with some people last night. And I won't mention the name of the individual that mentioned this because I don't know if this is true. But if it is true, it would make a lot of sense. I don't want to say this person's name in case they're wrong and people start going at them and all that kind of bobbins. But the reason that they presented was perhaps Takara or Bandai, whoever goes for this, it seems like they've lost the license to do Pokemon recently. And Pokemon is basically crystal meth. I'm sure I don't need to tell anybody that when you say, hey, Pokemon, and you say, do that, make that damn monies, someone's going to say, yeah. Them fucking Pokemons make some hella monies. So to lose the license for making Pokemon stuff would have a knock-on effect. If that is true, that makes a lot of sense that if they've lost Pokemon, that, you know, it may be a reason for the rise in these figures, you know, because they're going to have to make the money back somehow. So, again, whether that's true or not, I don't know, but it is an interesting thing to bring up and think about and go, could that be the case? It makes a lot of sense if it is, because if you lose a massive portion of your income, you're going to have to make it up somehow with these expensive figures, so best way to do is raise the price on them. I don't know, sad if it is true. In terms of accessories, some of it won't surprise you. He's got an ion blaster, because of course he do. He's got his energy axe, because of course he do. He has Sideswipe's jetpack, because he's a thief, and he never gave it back. He has little energy, I guess, burn effects to look like he's whooshing off into the distance. That's another thing. He has the Matrix. Who could have foreseen? He has the weird oil thing that went on roller, again back from the Microman days. He has an Optimus Prime head. He also has a beaten up head. I'll get into that in a bit later. He has a Starscream head and a Starscream, what do you call it? The things on the side of Starscream's head. Or shoulders, you know, those bits that poke up. Those things, he's got them. Specifically for the episode... Ooh, which one was it? It was the one with Schoenberger. What was it called? It wasn't Megatron's Master Plan. It was like Megatron's Ultimate... No, it was Megatron's Master Plan, because I was confusing that with the Ultimate Doom. Yeah, it must be Megatron's Master Plan, i.e. let's dress Starscream up and get him out there and pretend to be Optimus Prime. Did a pretty good impression, to be fair. Granted, he probably should have taken off his disguise not in the same area that he was at and he blew up a reactor or something, or an oil refinery or something. It's just like, yep, mission's over. Time to reveal it was me, Starscream, all along. For fuck's sake, Starscream, what were you doing? You piece of shit, ruining my plans. Yeah, so that I think is a very cool accessory to have. Why? Because it was something that you wouldn't expect. It's an extra bonus, and you go, oh, neat. And some people went online, did some digibashing and stuff, and went, hey, Thundercracker and the Skywarp makes a lot of sense. I didn't agree with the colours that they gave the Prime body, because I don't think they kind of congealed with what they've done in the past with Prime. So if they did a shattered glass version of this figure, easily could be done for a Skywarp, easily. And for the Thundercracker, I thought, hey, maybe they'd just do the white Optimus Prime Ultra Magnus thing, which again, to me, makes sense. It'd be like, yeah. Because the blue Thundercracker would probably work well with the white of the body. You know, those two ear things poking up the side. I think that could work. That'd be fairly easy to do. Was there anything else? There is an extra piece which looks like it's damage. But I'm not really sure where that goes, and I didn't see any images to show whereabouts it went. I think it's for the side of Prime's body where Megatron slashes him with the sword from the movie. But because of the angle of the picture for all the accessories, it's not super easy, and I don't see it in any of the promo art either. Promo art? What am I saying? The promo pictures. So... The fact that he has the damaged head, that's very cool. That's neat. If he has the side bit where he got slashed from, again, that's very cool. But I hope, it is hoping a lot, but it is a price of $440. I'd hope there's a bit more damaged parts you could give him, like you could change out his boobs and give him cracked boobs. stuff like that, just because otherwise he's got his head, which is fucked up, the side of his abs, basically, which is fucked up, and then the rest of him's clean. While with Megatron, you had his fucked up head, and you had his entire chest panel, which, you know, they were two big selling things, and you went, okay, that kind of completes the image. If it's just the head and a little, like, deep cut on the side, I think it might need a bit more, but again, I'm not entirely sure, because this is all that's shown. Maybe for the product image of Damage Prime, it'll look fine, and I don't know what I'm talking about. But currently, from what I can see here, that's just what I gotta go on. I gotta go with that, guys. You gotta leave me be. There is a funny little picture of, I think it's the official Spike that came with another Masterpiece, or Bumblebee from a while ago, one of those things. It shows that he can go inside Optimus Prime as well in vehicle mode. Very cool. People made fun of it because they went, oh hey, I can't see because the way that the door swings open, there's a big joint there. So if Spike or whoever construction worker person was to try and look out the window, there's a big blob in front of it. So yeah, no cigar, no good. He cannot see. He can only see the right of Prime. But yeah, Prime still looks good. Just for me, not that good. You know what I'm saying? Not that good. But hey, I look forward to seeing people talk about this figure and get it and break it down. And by break it down, I don't mean break it. I just mean talk about how good it is. And it'd be interesting to hear if they think it's worth the money that they spent on it. I think that might be the more interesting side of the story, at least from my point of view. So, moving on, we are going over to a new line, question mark, I guess? Generations Selecto. Generation Select. Series of Swoop and Ricochet. Swoop and Ricochet we heard about a while ago. The Swoop is the red toy version, so he's got a translucent beak, and he looks like the original toy. Whoop-de-doo. You know, I don't think that's very interesting visually. It may tickle some people a lot more than it does me, but I just kind of look at it and go, well, that's a toy that I wasn't massively fond of before, in a bit more of a boring colour scheme. I don't know. Ricochet, though, he looks good. Again, I guess the problem is I hear that Jazz mold's not very good. So it's like, great colour scheme. Ricochet's always been a very good looker. He's a pretty lad. But just like a, you know, painting piece of poo, still a piece of poo. I can't say for sure because I've never handled the mold, but I haven't liked the look of the mold in general. And I don't hear a lot of people saying, you know who was fucking great, who you shouldn't pass up on? Power of the Prime's Jazz. You know, don't pass up on that toy. I heard nobody say that. But yeah, they look fine for what they are. There's a small little statement about what this marketing kind of line is. Transformers Generation Selects, not select, selects, plural. Brings, it should be brings, but it's just brings back favourite characters from across the globe as exciting entrants into the Cybertronian War. So, doesn't really say where these limited, online exclusive things are going to be sold. But I would assume all of your lovely online retailers. Generation Select is a fan-dedicated collection of figures featuring special edition, I should say, limited release versions of Transformer characters. They're mail order only, shipped in special packaging exclusive to this line. We launched this line to our fans to expand their collections and make it truly unique. So, yeah. I mean, I would be surprised if we get any special molding here. I might be wrong. I hope I am, because otherwise if it's just like, here's more fan kind of repaints. Okay. Cool. These don't do it for me personally. And I don't know. Not the best foot forward, I would say, for the start of this line from my perspective. This might do it for you or for someone you know, but neither of these are like I've just shit my pants, I'm so excited kind of thing. It's just like yeah, okay, nothing wrong with Stepper or Ricochet, you know, from Japan. He was a good toy. Like I say, I have no interest in the Swoop. I think it's pretty goddamn boring, to be honest. But Whether this line has Voyagers or whatnot, I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a look further down. Exclusive figure is comparable with Combiner Wars, blah, blah, blah. And it just talks about how we can slap together. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe they'll do Voyagers and Leaders for this line as well. Who knows? Not me yet. Not yet. I don't know yet. Oh, dear. Yeah, I don't know yet. But like I say, I just look at these and go, okay. Yeah. Not the best molds to go with first, from my perspective. I don't really know who I'd want them to do, because unless they're going to remold things, maybe not make an entirely unique toy, but unless they're going to make tweaks, like new head sculpts and things like that, I think it could be a bit boring. Maybe I'm wrong. Time will tell, I guess. But hey ho. They also showed off this week the Transformers Bumblebee Design G1 featurette. Hashtag join the buzz. I hate that. And I hate you for liking that as well. So there was another trailer that dropped. They had this G1 feature. I should say it's not a trailer, but it's a G1 feature. Didn't watch it. Not gonna. Basically because I don't want to have too much more spoiled about this movie. There was another trailer that came out recently and I'm done with it. I recommend that if you want to see the movie, if you're already planning to see it, stop. Just don't watch any more movie stuff. Just don't do it. Leave yourself to be surprised when you go into the film and you see things and you're like, oh shit, isn't that cool, etc., etc. But because this was on the front page and I saw it, and I saw people talking about it and had some tea to drink, I think is the term, something like that. Optimus Prime was shown, so G1 Optimus Prime styled movie looks, in my opinion, a lot better. Some people said he had very skinny legs. Yeah, could be tweaked for the movie though. Might not look that bad, but hey, big solid colors. You look at that and you go, that's an Optimus Prime. Yeah, they've nailed it. There's no flames on it. There's normal proportions for the most part. It's not just a mess of technical bits that look like they could have just thrown something magnetic into a junk pile and pulled it out and went, that's our Transformer. Looks good. Looks nice, I think, overall. It gives a G1 vibe, but a slight different take on it. It's what I would have liked from the original, as I'm sure you could probably have tell. There's Bumblebee, we see some Seekers, and then we see some more shots from Cybertron of some other characters who I'm not going to talk about, because you should be surprised when you go into the cinema, as should I. But visually, I think this movie's gone in a much better art direction than the previous films, movies in general. So yeah, still tentative, still worried, but at least visually, I think I'm going to be a lot more satisfied than I have been before. So that's definitely a plus. And I think people in general might be happier with the looks of things. And you could also say, I think the toy designers are going to be a lot fucking happier with these kind of things, as well as they don't need to worry about having to make magic happen effectively. There's also news that Bumblebee movies are going to be having advanced screenings in the UK. That's where I live. So the official date for Bumblebee is set for the 28th, which is after Christmas and just before, obviously, New Year's. But some UK cinema chains, including Cineworld, Odeon, Showcase. Who the fuck Showcase? And View. I don't know if there are any other ones, to be honest. I've never heard of Showcase, but I've heard of the other three at least. And they're offering advanced screenings on the 15th to the 16th of December. So it's the 2nd today, so soon. Be sure to check your website. So why don't I do that? Why don't Andy do the do's? Why don't I be the D's and all that jazz? Okay, Odeon. That was not right, but it took me to Google, so that was helpful. Will it give me the thing I want? Because I'll happily see this on my own. Because I don't care about seeing movies on my own. It's easier. It's lonely, but it's easier. Where's would it be under Bumblebee? It is. It's just Bumblebee. Okie dokie. Oh, it does it. Yeah. 15th, 16th, and 20th. Okay. Right. So there you go. I can see it early if I like. which I probably will, just to get it out of the way with, so I can be like, hey, there we go. No. So, okay, problem for Americans and people not in the UK. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that people will be assholes on the internet and try and spoil it for you. Because that'll happen. Because, people will be excited and say things and type things without thinking and make mistakes. So be careful is what I'd say if you care about spoilers. If you don't, no one cares. No, if you don't care about having spoilers, then it's fine. You don't care, they don't care, everything's good. If you don't want to be spoiled on it, then yeah, around 15th, 16th onwards until you see the movie might be a bit of a tentative area to go to, the internet in general. With that social media or the news sites, because the news sites might have want to hear what Transformers is all about. Here's the spoiler right on the front page. Who knows? But yeah, good stuff for the UK, bad stuff for everybody else, arguably. Transformers trading card game. Windblade preview for Wave 2. So, there's another wave of cards coming for the Transformers collectible card game. I don't think that's a huge surprise. Highly recommend going over to WTF and TFW, their podcast, where they had an interview with some of the lads who do some of the work for the card game. It was very informative and all that jazz. And on a few of the podcasts, Mr. Chris seems to infer that it seems like they've got stuff planned out for the next 3 or 4 waves, something to that effect. And we see a wave 2 is cropping up for 2019. There's a little statement here as well. We've had a lot of folks ask us about Wave 2, and while we won't be saying much until the new year, which makes sense, we wanted to reward our amazing community with something really cool a little early. Here's a little sneak peek to whet your appetites. I always think wet when they spell it that way. W-H-E-T is weird. Never mind. Weird. To whet your appetite and to say thank you so much for supporting the TCG. With your incredible enthusiasm and positivity, we have some really cool, super exciting things cooking, and we're looking forward to blowing your minds with a shotgun out the back of your head. Doesn't say that bit, but it's maybe implied. I don't know. So yeah, it's basically a preview image of the artwork for Windblade. She looks a bit more like the first version of the toy. The design that I'm not super fond of personally. I like Sarah's version of Windblade a lot more, but still, nice bit of artwork. And it's good to know that stuff's coming, and it's coming soon. Very soon. We're going to have news about it basically next month. So expect to hear more trading card info in the not too distant future. And hey guys, there's not enough celebrities coming for TFcon LA, it seems. Oh wait, there's another 4 people coming that have been announced. God damn. It's like everyone and their mothers is going. I can't wait to see Peter Cullen and Peter Cullen's estranged family members will also be going as well. That'll probably happen at some point. But yeah, we have. So this is a part where I would usually hand it over to Mikey so he could butcher names. He's not here, so I get to butcher the names myself. Not on purpose, not maliciously, but because I'm shit. So we have Laurie Faso, I think is how you pronounce the name, but I really don't know. And he voiced the roles of Dive Bomb, Orion Pax, Rampage, and Skydive from the G1 episodes. He was apparently also Raphael's voice in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2 Secret of the Ooze movie, and Tunnel Rat in the G.I. Joe, or just in G.I. Joe. It didn't say specifically the movie or anything like that, but he was Tunnel Rat. I think he was just in the movie. I don't know. It's been a while. But that guy is coming. That person's coming, so that's good. Next up we have, come on, close down. We have a special guest which interested Mikey as he did talk a little bit about it online on Twitter. Donald F. Glute, I think is how you say his name. He was a writer for the G1 cartoon series. And I think he wrote mini scripts for the 80s cartoons. Oh, not just Transformers, but also G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, DuckTales, Go Mighty Autobots, Go Mighty Autobots, those guys. And it also wrote the best-selling novelization of The Empire Strikes Back. So that's neat. I think Mikey mentioned online that I could get this wrong, but I think Mikey mentioned that this guy wrote a load of the Dinobot episodes for the G1 series. The first 2 seasons. I don't know about season 3. But that's neat. That's pretty sick. Another cool writer. Writers don't get enough respect, I don't think, for going to conventions. So it's good to see a writer kind of, again, being able to go and talk about the writing experience and how it was to write for cartoons back in today. You also have the Beast, the Man. It's Alex Milne, the comic artist. For those of you not aware, he did More Than Meets the Eye. He also did Unicron. And he also did Transformers, or Rom versus Transformers, or Transformers versus Rom, whichever way that is. And he's done lots of other stuff as well for Transformers over the years. So he's going to be going. You can buy some of his fancy art there and all that kind of jazz. And finally, we have another writer, this time for the Transformers the Movie, the original one, which is Ron Friedman. The Freeman. not the guy from Half-Life, but Freeman. So that's cool, because I'm pretty sure... oh, God, it's not Buzz Dixon. The other guy who did stuff for the G1 movies going as well. I could check. I'm not gonna. Because I've been talking for a while. Well, not actually that long, like half an hour. I've been bombing through this, but that's what happens when you only have one lad to talk. Got to fill that void with something, so I do apologize. But yeah, there you go. Not bad. I wonder if they'll have even more guests coming in the not-too-distant future. I have a a feeling that they will, and it'd just be like 30,000 guests. 30,000 guests and only 2 attendees can go because the room's too full of like special guests who've been able to go. I don't know, it's crazy. It sounds like it's going to be a real fucking big event, which is it's good for your first one in LA, and I suppose since it is LA, you can probably rake in a lot more people cheaply as well because you don't need to fly them out anywhere. Or if you do, you don't need to fly them far. You know, you fly them for like I don't know. I don't even know if you can fly people from LA to LA. Maybe you can. But yeah, travel should be a lot cheaper, so clearly they're going all in for these guests. So it sounds like if you can go, which I did consider, but then I thought, I can't do that. I've got work, so I wouldn't be able to do it, unfortunately. Go, please. It sounds like it could be, or should be, a very interesting little convention. So I get that's it. That's it, guys. That's it. That's all the news. I've been through it. This is just Andy. You know, what's little Andy gonna do? I'm not Mikey. I can't waffle on for days about things. That's just not my way. Love you, Mikey. He's not listening. It's fine though. We were sent in a question by Tento Man number 4. Tento Man 4. Not gonna read it though, sir. And the reason is because Mikey's not here, so no point in doing it. Just going to throw it out there. It would be best if Mikey was here so he could answer questions as well. It's only fair. So what have I done this week? Andy, what have you done this week? What are you doing, buddy? I don't know. You don't know? I don't know. What have I done as my eyes fully dilate for a brief second? Podcasting. Obviously, I did the Patreon podcast, which was on Nier, where I again talked on my own for an hour about Nier Automata, which is a great game. Go and play it. I hope people enjoyed listening to it. That did, as usual. I apologize. I'm never super confident on those. I'm on my Todd just talking kind of things. Almost like this one. But I did that. So that took a bit of the time. I've been chunking through the Godzilla cartoon. That's good. It's a good solid show. It's not gonna, if you do go and watch it, I'm not saying it's gonna like break your mind open and make you rethink the Godzilla movie of 2000. You know, it's nothing like that. But it is a fun show. It's good for what it is. It's like, yeah, this is an enjoyable little cartoon. I mean, again, it's no Justice League Unlimited, which was, the mountain's peak of cartoons, and still, for the most part, is the peak of the mountain, at least for me, for Western cartoons. But yeah, good, solid, enjoyable show. Really nice creative monster designs. Or kaiju designs, if you like. It's neat. I'm on to... Oh, fuck, what's it called? War World, Monster War World, Planet Part 2? It's part 2 of a 3-part series with some aliens getting some monsters to all team up together. You've probably seen this idea used during a Godzilla movie, one might assume, because, hey, it's happened once or twice. I did see a cool episode as well, which was set in Japan, where they had a giant robot monkey. And I was like, I'm guessing this is the episode Mikey told me about, which is similar to the King Kong versus Godzilla fight, but it just happens to be he's a robot monkey, which was fun. It's good little fun show, good enjoyable little shtick. In terms of stuff that I got this week, this was annoying. I got Kill la Kill volumes 1 and 2, and I was all excited because I got them cheap. I was like, oh yeah, I get to have these again and get to watch them again because it's been a while. And they came through and they were the DVD versions. So I was like, oh no. And it was my fault. I didn't check to see that they weren't the DVDs. They weren't the Blu-rays. They were the DVDs. And I was like, oh. So I've packaged them up and I've shifted them off back to the company, trying to go through the eBay return policy. So it's like, oh, now you print off these labels if you like. And I was like, well, I don't have a printer, so I'll just write down the address which you've noted down, and I'll just post them off together. So I click on the marked for dispatched, and it said, what's the tracking number? And I was like, there is no tracking number because I didn't know I needed to get a tracking number. So I'm worried now that the company I sent them back to is going to get them and be like, oh, okay, free DVDs. We don't need to uphold our end because, you didn't give us a tracking number. So, yeah, I may have just screwed myself real hard there, but yay, learning. Not a super expensive learning process. I think I'll have lost 20 quid, but it's still annoying. It was really, I'm hoping that I will get my money back because I'll be able to buy at least one volume of the Blu-ray. I'll be able to get volume 1, so that'll be something, but it was one of those things where the DVDs came on Monday and I was like, yay, oh, DVDs. Oh no. A horrible realization. And then sending them off and going, oh, I don't have a tracking number. Crap. I'll find out, I guess, in the next week or so what's going on with that. But I'm not super hopeful, in all honesty. I did also get the Transformers Prime Blu-ray Predacons Rising Blu-ray in. I got that one specifically, one, because it's the cheapest one to get. And I did it because I wanted to test if that Blu-ray is region-free or not. Because I don't know if the Transformer Prime Blu-rays are, because in the UK I don't think we ever got them on Blu-ray. I think we've got them on DVD, but I'm not buying goddamn DVDs. I want them at high quality so they can work on the PlayStation 3 as well. So I need to test that. If it doesn't work, that's fine. It was the cheapest way. It's not like I bought Season 1, which is like 20 or 30 quid. Get it and go, well, this doesn't work. Bugger. It's like the cheapest one, which was maybe 10 quid, something like that. So again, if it doesn't work out, that one I didn't mind taking the loss. The Kill la Kill ones I mind taking the loss on because that's a bit more annoying, a bit more of a goddammit situation. Did I get anything else? Rubbing my brain. Oh, I got my Super Mini Pla kit. I got the web exclusive, I guess. Geki Ryujin. Geki Ryujin is the red and the yellow one. He's the one from Gao Gaga that was built by China. The Chinese authorities built him. And he's basically the symmetrical docker that doesn't die all the time. Sorry, Joe Ryujin, but you constantly die. Constantly. I've heard Mr. Chris and some other people talk about Mini Pla or Super Mini Pla, and being disappointed that you do have to parts form parts, not like all of it, but some of it. And I can see why that would annoy some people. It doesn't bother me, because what it seems like is they're trying to make a transforming toy that also looks very anime proportions, which is difficult to do, especially when you're also making it a model kit and then at a lower price point. Because granted, when you get on to talk about Gekiryujin, who is just a slight retool of Choryujin, with the different color scheme as well, they are milking a lot more money by making him premium, but they always make Gekiryujin a premium version. Unfortunately, they've done that with the Super Robot Chogokin line as well. I remember Gekiryujin was a web exclusive there as well. So it's just the way that goes, unfortunately. So extra parts for Gekiryujin. The Gekiryujin, when they combine together, the legs are completely separate, as well as the thighs, the torso, and the shoulders. The shoulders are used for the vehicle modes because they both transform into a dump truck and a cement mixer. So the front of those are used for the shoulders and for the vehicle modes, but aren't used for the robot modes. The big legs only for Gekiryujin don't get used for anything else. And again, it's the same for the thighs and the torso for Gekiryujin as well. They are just spare bits. So what happens with the torso for Fuyu and Ryu, who make Gekiryujin? Something quite interesting, I think. What you do with those is you transform them into their the cement truck and just normal truck mode. And as they form the back of the truck, you disconnect them from their legs and from their waist, and then you store them inside the bigger, fatter anime leg of Gekiryujin, and their torso becomes a joint for the knee, which is quite nice and interesting. And also the hands for Fuyu and Ryu have dedicated little ports put into the inside of Gekiryujin's legs, so you can store those hands in there, which I think is neat, as it lessens down the amount of extra bits you have left over, as you just kind of shove them inside the leg to make them more dense as well, which I think is a nice idea. Would I like the toy more if it wasn't parts formery? Yes. It would be nice if it could do all the things it wanted to, like from the anime, but I don't begrudge it for not being able to do it, but I get why it would irk a lot of people. Because it is, you have to pull bits off, and you're going to have a little baggie full of your extra spare bits. Because when he is in Gekiryujin mode, you do have the lower legs of Fuyu and Ryu and their waists as well, which you just got to store away somewhere. So yeah, it is a bummer. But it's not as much of a bummer to me as it is for some people. And it's a cheaper way to get Fuyu, Ryu, and Gekiryujin. Again, going back to the Super Robot Chogokin line, you could buy Gekiryujin, and then you'd need to buy Fuyu and Ryu separately, and they were exclusives as well, so they were very expensive on their own. Granted, you got more hands to do posing with them and all that, but it just became a lot more expensive overall, I think. So I'm happy enough with this. I think he looks good. He's fairly poseable. Even in the combined mode where you have two halves of a robot combined together, he still has waist articulation, which I think's really neat. I was very surprised by that. And he can do the thing where you split him in half and have the green half and the yellow half. And if you have Choryujin, which is the blue half and the red half, or vice versa, you can do the thing of put the green with the red and the yellow with the blue. That's neat. And they still have the waist articulation. I think that's very nice. That's a great idea. So, smart people put a lot of time and effort into making these. Now, there is a bit of a shame here versus Gaogaiga, as there are more stickers. You have stickers for the wheels for the trucks, which is quite a few. You have stickers for the chest panels for the combined modes. which I don't mind as much as it just makes them more shiny. That's what they're there for. It's just to make it a bit more poppy, so that's fine. You also get doubles of the chest as well, because there's a special sticker on each of the chest plates for the combined modes, which has the color of the robot it's associated with. So with Geki Ryujin, one has a sticker which has a green side to it and a yellow side, and there's a duplicate chest which has a sticker that goes with it, which is the blue and the yellow. And you get an extra one for Choryujin, which again is the same chest piece, but the top part is a... Oh crap! What is it? It's a red and a green one. So I think that's neat. There's some stickers for the what they're called knees, some stickers for the top of the vehicle mode, and some stickers for the head crest, which you'd need anyway. There's a stick for the back of the waist skirt, the butt skirt, you could call it, and there's two other stickers which I'm not quite sure where they go, and I'll need to find that out. Because it is a sprue remold as well, you do get extra pieces. So there's an extra head for Fuyu and Ryu, but with no paint on it. No difference. It's just that was left over from the Choryujin mold. And something that's nice is there's enough pieces left over from that sprue that you can give Fuyu and Ryu the guns that Hyoryu and Enyu have, which they didn't have in the show, which Fuyu and Ryu don't have in the show. So you get extra pieces to make two guns that they never had. That's cool. That's good. They also have extra chest panels which you can give them, so they could open the chest panels up again, which they never did in the show, but which Hyoryu and Enyu do, as those two have like a special like fire chest attack and chest chiller attack. Fuyu and Ryu never had to do that. They just had their powers that came out of the hands and stuff. So again, that's neat. It's kind of just leftover mold stuff, but I like it. I'm very happy with them. I'm all in. My fist is in through the hole, and I'm up to the shoulder. I'm not the elbow. I'm not full shoulder yet, but I'm looking at King Jada, and I'm like, I want to go shoulder deep. But your price puts me off so heavily because the first release for King Jada that I can see was 1600 on one of the sites where I got grade billion Gem. He was originally £100, and the second release version of it, which I'm not sure is out yet. Is it out? Let's have a quick check. I know it's 160, and it's not fucking like it was tentative if it was worth £100. It's not worth 160. There's no way it's worth 160. You can swivel on my finger for that kind of price. Jesus, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm just checking it's out of stock. Okay, the new one, 165. My apologies. Oh, it's in stock though. Did it come with anything new? No. Was it different from the first version? No, not as far as I know. Anyway, it's just it's here again, just for an extra 65 fucking pounds. For fuck's sake. I'm going to have to basically wait and hope that Mandarake get it in for a reasonable price, or a more reasonable price than 165 fucking pounds. Holy crap. I do have other Super Mini Plas coming. I did put in the pre-order for Mike Saunders the 13th with Volfog. Not big Volfog, just normal Volfog. So they're not released yet, but they're coming at some point in the future, when they're released. They're released this month, but with these Japanese sites, it's just like, it's sometime this month. The pre-order's in for that. I've got Hyoryu and Enyu coming, and I also have the upgrade kit for Gao Gaga to make him space-worthy, and it also comes with Goldie as well. So we're pretty much at the end of what they can do. The only other ones that they have are the premium version of Volfog, which is Volfog but translucent, so he can have his ninja mode, and also his drones to help him become Big Volfog, so that will be tempting to get. For some reason, they've decided to make the Dimension Pliers a web exclusive as well, which I'm not that tempted by. Not for the price. I'm like, they're neat, but I don't love the Dimension Plier team, so I don't really care that much. Who else do they have they could do? They have Genesik Gao Gai Ga. They could do that guy, which I think is going to happen at some point anyway. And then they've got Tenryujin, and I think that's it. Because the only other accessory I can think of that they haven't done is they don't. I don't think that Choryujin came with the eraser head, and I don't think they did the Gatling driver. I think apart from that, everything's been done for Gao Gai Ga. Unless they, like I say, they wanted to do bad guys, but they're almost out of the Gao Gai Ga stuff. It's almost complete, which is nice. It's nice. That's not a big line, but I do wonder where they'll go. They're happy to stick with Sentai stuff. They're very comfortable with Sentai stuff. As I'm sure they're just going to be chunking through all of that shit for a very. I mean, how long's Sentai been going on for? How many goddamn Sentai mechs are there? There's a fuck ton. So they are happy to sit in that bubble for a very long time. I'm interested to see where they go. Oh, sorry. There's a Gao Gai Ga SP pack for Gekiryujin and Choryujin, which gives them 2 rocket boosters and 2 pencil guns. And I'm like, nah, fuck off. I don't care about that either. Boring, especially for £21. You can go swivel on my finger again, my ducky. Go swivel on my finger. What a shitty set. So yeah, I was most of that past 2 days or something. I've been pushing that together. Also been playing more Final Fantasy VII. Where am I up to? For those of you that care and wonder and remember Final Fantasy VII fondly, I am up to. Cloud's got his memory back after falling in the live stream, and my next main mission is to head to Junon and go into the underwater. I was going to say fortress, but it's not fortress. It's the underwater base. So I've got the high wind. I've got all that good stuff. So I'm not too far from the end of Disc 2, I don't think. The weapons are free, and Meteor has been summoned. I've already got my golden chocobo, which is good. It took 20 minutes to get it, because I watched a video on how to get it quickly without like cheating or anything like that. It's just hitting specific things. It's like speed running. You have to hit. You got to break that RAM. You got to break down the code of the game to get your stuff. So I got my golden chocobo. I called it Cock, so I can ride my golden cock now. I have to go to the Battle Square Arena to get Omni Slash. I also have Knights of the Round now as well, very early because I've got my golden cock. I've got to go to the Battle Square, get Omni Slash, all that kind of jazz. But yeah, hey, Final Fantasy VII still a good game. But there are some points where I was playing and I was like, this fucking game, Jesus Christ. Specifically, when you go to Junon for the first time and there's the Shinra parade where you're dressed up as a Shinra soldier and you've got to march in time and hold your gun up, that was a pain in the ass back in the day and it's still a pain in the ass now. I hate that part. I hate it because I want to get, like, what is it? If you do it well, you get 15,000 gil. And early game, like, that's nice. It's not super important, but I've always wanted it. And the other thing I fucking hate as well was, like, 90% of the mini games in the Gold Saucer. I fucking loathe them. I hate basketball. I spent like 2,000 gold or gil on trying to throw fucking hoops, and it sucks. It sucks so bad. It sucks even harder when you watch someone get a perfect run. Like, they just throw the basketball and it just goes through the hoop and it just keeps doing it, and they get a complete perfect run and get like 300 GP. You're like, you're a piece of shit and I hate you. And I'm just like, miss, keep on coughing up that 200 gil every time. Oh, I got one, missed again. You got 1 GP. God damn it. Yeah, I was never a big fan of the mini games, and I'm clearly still not. When you have to spend gil on them and you're trying to achieve something, that's when I don't like them. They're fine for just basic stuff. Still looking forward to when that remake comes out. Do you remember 3 years ago at this point when that was announced? Yeah, it was a while ago, and we've had very little information. With good reason, because they're focusing on Kingdom Hearts and getting that shit out. And then they'll get elbow deep and start talking about Final Fantasy Remake. Or remakes, because unless they've changed it, it's going to be like 3 games or something like that, if I recall. So yeah, wait and see. I'm still interested. Still good game, still enjoyable. Yeah. Have I done anything else? I think that's been about it of real oomph, girth, and worth. Looking at my stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's it, guys. Thank you for listening to this man ramble to himself in an empty room in an empty world. And I will catch you next week, where Mikey should return to talk to me, unless I have mentally broken and I just start talking to myself from now on. Who can say for sure? Anyway, thank you guys for listening, and I will catch... Oh, no, I've got to plug where people find things. Go, oh, silly. Naughty Andy, you're a little naughty sausage. We also have listener stuff as well from Jeremy, and some other people as well, someone else as well. Mikey sent me the files. We're not going to do them. We're going to wait for Mikey to come back, and we'll do them next week, because I think, again, that's more fair, because they're questions for the two of us. So, yep, you can come and find the Moonbase 2 on Twitter. Moonbase 2 on Twitter. We're on YouTube as Moonbase 2 Transformers Podcast. We're on Libsyn. We're on those RSS feeds as Moonbase 2. Oh, you know, all those fancy places you can download us. You can get us from those assorted areas, I'm sure. If you want to help support the show, you can head over to patreon.com/moonbase2. And for $2 each month, you get the extended file version of From the Files of Teletron 2. You also get it a week early. And you also get the Moonbase Woo Woo, where we talk about stuff that isn't Transformers related in a bit more of an in-depth fashion with luck. Excuse me. Anything else? Oh, you can find all my nonsense on and woo-woo on the ccbunker.weebly.com. I also got a belated birthday gift from our lovely Nicole as well. I forgot about that, because the bags I had them in are not on the chair next to me anymore. That's why it went down my head. So what did I get from her? I got 2 t-shirts, an X8 t-shirt and a Bloodborne t-shirt. So I've said it to you before, Nicole, but I'll say it again. Thank you very much appreciated. I don't buy a lot of clothing for myself because I'm a goddamn hobo. And these 2 t-shirts were very cool. They're not like one of a kind or anything like that, but they're from Redbubble. And it seems like Redbubble has some quite nice, unique stuff on there that you don't often see. So I appreciate that. So it's very much needed, very well appreciated. And yeah, that's it, guys. I'll catch you next week. Bye-bye!